and the spirit against the flesh.
And these are contrary.
And these are the contrary.
The one to the other.
The one to the other.
So that you cannot do the things that you would.
All right, I want you to underline that part where it said, 5:17. So that what?
That you
Ye cannot do the things that you would. See, that's the law of sin and death. The flesh lusts against the spirit and the spirit against the flesh, so that, guess what? When you're in the flesh, guess what? You cannot do the things that you would. Now that goes back to Romans, the 7th chapter. The 7th chapter of Romans, verses what? 19 through 24. When the writer here was in the flesh, he said, when I wanted to do good, I was trying to live right. Matter of fact, he said, I'm a student of the Bible. Matter of fact, I'm a religious leader, and I'll be teaching other folk how to live right. And I've been trying to live right, but these sinful impulses that's in my mind bring me into captivity. And the good that I want to do, I don't end up doing that. And the wrong thing that I don't want to do, I end up doing that. Hello, somebody. That's the law of sin and death. The law of sin and death is at work in that individual's life. Even when they want to do right, they cannot, so that ye cannot do the things that you would. The third principle of the law of sin and death is what? The wages, 6:23. The wages of sin is what? Death. What death is that talking about? Eternal separation from God. So do y'all understand the law of sin and death? All right, the law of sin and death, the three principles is that you're born with a diseased, sinful nature. You are born with a diseased mind. Your mind is diseased when you're born. What is that disease called? Just talk about it. Sin. S-I-N. Y'all hear me say sin? Amen. And even when you want and desire to do right, as long as you have that sinful nature, you will not be able to do so. And the penalty for that, the eternal penalty for sin, is eternal separation from God. Amen. All right. But now let's look at this. Let's look at Galatians. This is an important verse because we talked about the characteristics or the manifestation of that disease. It's like certain diseases have certain manifestations. See, they can tell when a person, there are certain symptoms that a person manifests when they have AIDS. Hello, somebody. Because it breaks down the immune system. And a person that has AIDS can get an infection, and what normally they would recover from, you understand? After a while, they're able to diagnose because of the manifestations of the symptoms that this person has AIDS. So that's what he's saying is, you see, it is like a virus. You know what I'm saying? See, they have not found a cure for the common cold. How many of y'all know that? When you buy that cough syrup and all that kind of stuff and the decongestant nasal spray and all that, you know what you're treating? You're not treating the cause. You know what you're treating? The symptoms. Amen. But the reason why you cough is what? It's the what? It's the virus. See, you get rid of the virus, guess what? You get rid of the cough. Am I right about it? Do y'all see where I'm going? You see where I'm going. All right. But so the works of the flesh are manifested. In other words, that disease is manifested. The symptom of that disease is manifested, and we talked about the works of the flesh. We did that last week, so I'm not going to go through all the works. But if any of these things are being manifested in your life, that means you are what? You are yet in the, y'all help me say, the flesh. That's another term for the sinful nature, the flesh. Your old man is yet alive. That's another term for the flesh. Y'all say the old man. And another term, say the old nature. And give you another term, the carnal mind. Do you know all those terms that I just spoke to you has a reference to the sinful nature. Amen. All right. And so let's look at Galatians, the manifestation of these different characteristics. In the 21st verse, Paul says, and such like. In other words, he's saying that these 17 works of the flesh, this list is not all inclusive. There are some manifestations of the flesh that is not mentioned in this list. Amen. That's why he said, and such like. Okay? Because some of y'all might have read through these 17 if you're in the flesh and did like this. I don't see myself in none of those. Well, there's some other works of the flesh that's not mentioned in this list. And such like. Because 1 John 5:17 says what? All unrighteousness is sin. So just because your pet peeve wasn't mentioned in this list, it's still the work of the flesh if it's ungodly and it's unrighteous. But let's look at this again. And such like. He said, of which I tell you. We got to get this. Of which I tell you before. What did he say? As I have also told you in time past. What did he say? That. Y'all read with me. That what? Do everybody got their Bibles open? Okay, I'm bagging up now because I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get the principles of law, sin, and death. Because you're going to have to know where you stand in order to maintain your stance in the Lord. In order to resist this false doctrine, you're going to have to understand the principles of law.